Lake Pet University. Today we're going to be showing you what the 4th grade group skill and day academy looks like, and that's our body block. What this is if I've got 2 dogs playing, I should be able to approach those 2 dogs playing and then separate, or it's almost like the saying, part like the Red Sea. Why we do this is a couple of reasons. The number one reason is for safety. If you have dogs that are playing and maybe there's a reason you need to separate, it's getting a little too rough, or they're getting a little too overexcited, or they've just been playing too long and maybe they just need a break that they didn't know they needed, it's safer for an academy instructor or a person or trainer to come to that dog, them see the trainer approaching, and then completely separate. If they both do that, what essentially happens is the dogs are calming down on their own. They're showing that they're in a thinking state because they're ready to work, and they're acknowledging the instructor that's in the room. So it's safety for that number one reason. It's safer for the trainer, safer for the dogs. The second big reason that we teach this is it's going to help the dogs actually learn how to separate on their own. We get a lot of adolescent dogs in our Day Academy program, or a lot of socially awkward dogs. Maybe they learn some unsavory habits around dog parks or the daycares, other classes, you name it, they can pick up some obnoxious behaviors. So they might not know when they need to separate. Either they're getting too excited, too over-aroused, the other dog needs a break and they're not responding very well. So if you actually are a trainer and you are separating the dog consistently during the same amounts of time, what happens is the dog starts to figure out, okay, it's every time this other dog looks overwhelmed that the trainer's approaching and I separate, maybe I should just do it on my own. And it starts to become a default behavior where the dogs learn to take breaks on their own. So that's what's really neat, is if you teach this effectively, you can have dogs that do separate. So what's going to happen is I'm going to have Tesla and Phoenix out. Granted, in Day Academy we have a lot more dogs out at one time, but just so you can focus on what this should look like with just 2 dogs playing, you'll be able to see some separation going on. If they're trying to be focused on me, which is possible, then I'm going to be trying to encourage play. So you might have a little bit of time of me just trying to get them to play with each other. Then I'll be able to show you that separation. So I'll get them out and we'll see what this looks like. So I approached, I didn't have to get in between the dogs, I didn't have to say anything, they just separated. Good job. Act complete. So that one again is I just approach and the dog separates. Break, go break. So I approach and the dogs literally stop and separate. Good job. Good girls. Sit. Good job. So that's what it should look like when you actually have a body block, where you just walk towards the dogs and they just stop playing and separate. I don't have to stick my hands in there, I don't have to stick my legs in there, I don't have to say anything. They just know me approaching means part like the Red Sea. Tesla's had a lot more exposure to this because she's been doing it for a while. You might have noticed that she'd be coming over and just her getting close to where I'm standing, she would start to separate on her own, because even though she technically was the one that approached, usually if the trainer's nearby, that means playtime is done and we should be separating. So that's something that over time you might see with a lot of these dogs. If you have any questions on how your Day Academy instructor is teaching this, do feel free to ask one of them during pickup or drop-off time. They'll be more than happy to explain to you how they're working with your dog. Thank you so much and happy training.